live here from Concord, North Carolina. This is the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series regular season finale on JCTV. I am Joshua Coppernoll. I'm joined by Brett Bennett. Brett, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Looking forward to wrapping up mid-season madness here today. We got our Final Four for that, and wrapping up the regular season. Moving towards the postseason in here in the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series. The playoff format kind of allows everybody who's been just to reward people for showing up every week. So basically, a couple guys tonight who need to make starts to get in the playoffs, but most people are already locked in. But it's going to be a lot of fun here tonight. Charlotte Motor Speedway, a track that almost always produces really good racing. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, this should be a pretty fun race. And, as mentioned, regular season finale. Go ahead and bring up the schedule. We were at Indianapolis last week. Another fun track. Tonight's race, of course, is here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 200 miles, 134 laps. Stage will be at the conclusion of lap 50.
Yeah, and we'll see tonight. Charlotte, a track where really tire wear usually ends up being a major factor in these races. But as we've seen in this league with the next-gen car, tire wear in the next-gen, not as much of a factor as in the other stock cars on iRacing. It'll probably be a little bit more of a factor here. This track tends to be a track that most setups push tight as a run goes on. But we'll have to see how it plays out. Currently, Brandon Fiedler sitting fastest. Last week's winner broke through in the win column after had really struggled to start the season. Last week was his first top 10 of the year as well, despite running every race. But he also broke through with the win, and right now, fastest in practice, looking to go back to back.
Yeah, and saw there a big slide behind him. Matthew Miles still sliding on the end of the grass, but I was gonna say. So now Rivera's takes over the top spot. It was pretty close between Fiedler and Webster for P1 position, but
and I will say
Cody Rivera's.
Hey, something I'm seeing in this practice, and I've seen a lot of people struggling like with the car getting loose, falling out from under them, spinning out, and a lot of wrecks in this practice session. A lot of that is, I know at least me and iRacing in practice, since it's not a real race car, you don't care really if you wreck it, so you kind of are going to be pushing that limit all practice session long. At least that's how I usually practice. So, but I'm seeing a lot of cars getting loose, and I think that's something we might see today as we move forward with this race, is people struggling to keep that car under them, especially on colder tires.
Yeah, another thing pay attention to. So in-sim date is April 22nd. It is currently 6:50 p.m. and track temp is 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 78 degrees ambient temp. So it's a little bit of on the cooler side. 72 is kind of pushing it. But I think if this race continues to get later into the evening in sim time, it's just going to get cooler.
Yeah, and when you get a cooler track, it tends to make the track more grippy. You tend to push tighter. You tend to be a little bit tighter, but you tend to feel like you're more into the track. So that's going to help these drivers as we move forward in this session. Today, iRacing did announce they're changing the package a little bit on how they're going to have track conditions change in oval coming in December. So something to look forward to soon. But with iRacing, the track temp does affect it, but you don't see a huge amount of change. It depends on the track. Some setups you really see a big change with track conditions. Here, I think we'll stay somewhat similar even as it gets cooler. But we probably will see drivers get a little bit more under them as we move on. Right now, though, Cody Rivera is one of our 4 mid-season madness finalists, currently fastest. Brian Lorenzo is currently 5th. fastest, Zachary Thornton 6th, and Andretti Robinson 18th tonight. No points going into it for them. Those four, just whoever finishes the highest out of those four will be the midseason Madness champion.
And $100 richer, too. I know Cody Rivera's would love to win it so that he can keep some money in his pockets.
Dawson Allen just became a helicopter on the backstretch.
Yeah, a couple of our JCTV colleagues in here tonight, Dawson Allen and Adam.
Yeah, good to see both Dawson and Adam racing. Both of them, Dawson, I know wants to race more, but just due to broadcasting plus his work commitments, not always able to race. And Adam's still pretty new to iRacing, still only recently acquired a computer that he could really run it on, so he's still getting better. And I've just racing with him from time to time. I've seen his improvement, so it's going to be fun to watch both of them tonight. See what they can do here at Charlotte. We also got Joseph Cockvera making his debut, I believe, this season in the SAAC Customs Cup Series as well. Another driver we have not seen all year. So a couple faces we're used to on JCTV and at least one new face here tonight.
You know, I'm going to be honest, I have no idea how you got that pronunciation out of that. But that sounds the most correct to me.
That was a guess, and if we're wrong on that, feel free to correct us in chat if somebody knows. But that's one that there's definitely letters that I know how to pronounce, but it's what the actual pronunciation is of the vowels in that word that really is the problem.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, in the American language, we have 26 letters, and I know how to pronounce all of them.
Exactly. Another driver right now who's running a really fast lap, Luke Mahone, actually right up there with Brandon Fiedler, Cody Webster, and Cody Riveras. Also finished 10th of that fastest time that Cody Riveras set. Mahone, another driver who had actually at times was up front in Indy, but kind of not had a lot of success this season. Looking to really have a good run here tonight.
Big junk in 4.
Yeah, as Eric Heater just said in the chat, everyone is dead.
Oh yeah, I just looked over at track map and saw about 5 or 6 bubbles. Just stopped right in 4. And you see there, Fiedler, he's got the right front wheel locked up. It's not even spinning. By Roberts, currently P17 in practice. A little bit surprised to see Roberts back here in practice. He's a guy that we've gotten used to seeing run up front week in and week out.
Yeah, Wyatt Roberts entering today's race second in the championship standings. So just an update on that playoff thing. There is a separate championship that they're running that is the full season points. They kind of are awarding multiple championships. Like they have the playoff that will be starting next week as well as their full season championship, which is just one drop round. And that full season right now, Wyatt Roberts currently sitting second in points, only behind Zachary Thornton, who has a 66-point lead. Zachary Thornton been probably the most consistent driver all season here in SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series. But yeah, Wyatt Roberts, seeing him that far back on the leaderboard, definitely a surprise. Another driver I'm a little surprised is as low as he is Aaron Brown. He's another guy who his bigger issue has been just not getting involved in incidents. Speed-wise, he's usually another driver who we see towards the front of the field.
17th in practice. Big lock up there trying to get into pit road.
I'm seeing a couple people running pink paint schemes here tonight. I'm guessing that's... Well, I guess we're not in October anymore, but this track I know at least in NASCAR was kind of their breast cancer awareness race weekend with a lot of cars running pink, so maybe that's what they're going for. At least I'm seeing that on Cody Rivera's. Will Cloud's Microsoft Paint scheme is in pink. Pink is the base color this week, as well as Andretti Robinson and Cody Rivera's with pink on their cars.
Oh, big depth.
Yeah, lots of cars there on the front stretch.
Well, Aaron Brown is behind pit wall, literally, driving backwards.
Interesting.
Anyway, just over a minute left in practice. Brett, who is your pick to win tonight?
I'm gonna go with Cody Webster. He's been fast almost every week we've seen this season, and including last week, had a chance at the end of that race and then just kind of threw it away, made a little bit of a mistake, and got the lead on that last restart after a little mistake for Brandon Fiedler, but then made a mistake off of turn 2 after taking the lead in turn 1 and ended up costing him the win. I think this week he breaks through and picks up the victory.
Gonna go with Cody Rivera's. He's in the final 4 of the mid-season tournament, and he knows what's on the line this week, whereas the last few weeks have been about seedings and points. How you do in your points is whether or not you advance. Tonight, it's not about that. It's quite simple. It's kind of the same as other Final Fours with championships. You finish ahead of the other 3, you win. Cody Rivera's, he knows that. He knows how to win. We know he knows how to win. So Cody, he's my pick to win. Currently P1 in practice. I think he's going to get it done.
As we now move into the qualifying. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm not sure how much those top times in practice were influenced by the draft. You do see it a lot of times come into play here as
first one out on track is Michael Walls.
Michael Walls in the TA Travel Center number 17 Ford. We've seen him all season running Chris Buescher schemes in this league, and once again, that is the case here tonight.
Chris Buescher, 3 wins this season. Tell you what, you told me the beginning of the year that Chris Buescher would have won 3 races this year. I would have said you're crazy. I thought he was capable of at least winning 1, but 2 in a row, Richmond, Michigan, and then Daytona a few weeks later. Pretty insane, and Michael Walls not having that same success.
Yeah, caught the wall a little bit there. That's going to probably, actually, I think it counted that lap time.
It did not.
It did not. So, yeah, he's still not listed as recording in time. Meanwhile, going top of the board in his series debut, the 92 of Joseph Kakvara.
Stay here with Micah, see if he can get a better exit off 4. He does. Across the line, it's going to be 30.7. I'm sorry, 30.232. Good enough for, well, 9th now.
Meanwhile, Cody Rivera's has ran a 29.792. That's almost 0.2 faster than anybody else who's recorded a time so far. And that has put him top of the board.
Brian Lorenzo coming across the line. And he's now on the clock. See Lorenzo running the middle through 1 and 2.
Yeah, this is a track you can really make that middle lane work here. It's not really wide enough to go 3 wide around a lot of this track, especially in the corners. You can go 3 wide, but it's tight. But 2 wide, you can really make that top lane work, although it can get really tight off of turn 4.
Lorenzo so close to the wall in 3 and 4 there. 30.269, P19 so far for the 1.
Yeah, and we're seeing almost everybody seems like they've been going fastest on their second lap. So see if that ends up being the case here for Brian Lorenzo. Meanwhile, Ollie Reeves runs a 29.807 on his second lap. He goes second fastest.
Lorenzo across the line. 29.757, P1.
He won. Meanwhile, Luke Mahone had also run a 29.788 to go second, knocking Cody Rivera's off the fast driver in practice. Cody Rivera's off the front row for this race. Now, Cody Webster did not record a time on his first lap. He is now out there on his second lap.
Cody Webster across the line. 29.988.
9th fastest for Cody Webster, and I believe that is everybody who is going to make a qualifying lap has recorded a time. Hunter Collier and Wes Gallo have not recorded a time, but neither of them is on track, and they will not have time to get out there and record a lap time. Although Hunter Collier has just pulled on the track, I don't think he's going to have time to get around, though, to record a time.
Yeah, there's 10 seconds. And that does it for qualifying. So we go ahead and take a look at our starting grid tonight. Maybe. And there we go. Now it is showing up for you guys. Brian Lorenzo is on the pole. Luke Mahone in second. Cody Rivera's P3. Ollie Reeves 4th. And Malachi Drake starts 5th.
There's your top 10. Then a series debut starting 6th, Joseph Kakvara. Matthew Miles will start 7th. Wyatt Roberts 8th. Cody Webster 9th. And Will Cloud will round to the top 10 starting 10th.
Starting in 12th is going to be, I'm sorry, we'll go with 11th. It's going to be Brandon Fiedler. 12th, Brad Zawinski. Brady Floyd in 13th. Dawson Allen 14th. And Eric Keeter starting in 15th.
And rounding out the top 20, the 25 is Shaki Tarpley starts 16th. The next row made up of 2 of our final 4 contestants, Andretti Robinson and Zachary Thornton will roll off 17th and 18th. Kramer Burns will start 19th, and then Aaron Brown in the 7 starts 20th.
And rounding out the field, it's going to be 21st, and Eric Wells. Michael Walls 22nd. Chase Gibbons in 23rd. Adam Kuhn 24th, 25th. Hunter Collier and Wes Gallo is going to be 26th.
It's gonna be interesting to watch for here. The final 4 drivers. Zachary Thornton was pretty fast in practice, but just was not able to put it together in qualifying, starting back in the 18th position. But we've seen all season, where he really excels is just being consistent all race long and not making mistakes. And we'll see if he can do that again tonight. Him and Andretti Robinson both gonna try to move their way through the field.
So 134 laps, 200 miles, and this is the Doran Designs 300, but I assure you this is only 200 miles. Last race of the regular season. Brian Lorenzo will be leading us to the green. Pace car is in. And green flag's in the air. We're underway here at Charlotte.
Yeah, checking up, kind of banging bumpers in the back of the pack because of turn 1, but they're all going to be clean into turn 1. Good launch from Luke. Very good launch from Luke Mahone there on the outside line. He's going to be able to clear Brian Lorenzo off of turn 1 and take the lead, and here comes Ollie Reeves looking for second.
It's a great side-by-side battling. We've actually got a lot of side-by-side.
Yeah, Brian Lorenzo able to stop in the second now. Cody Rivera's going to look under Ollie Reeves. They're going to be side-by-side for third. As they come off turn 2, that outside line, really, you get a big run down that back stretch, and Ollie Reeves is going to be able to clear Cody Rivera's for that third position.
Now Reeves looking at Lorenzo.
Cody Webster now peeking under Joseph Kakvara for the 9th position. They're going to be side-by-side in the turns 1 and 2. I see most of the front of the field now on the bottom of the track. Will Cloud up in 7th, using the top. Everybody else running the bottom. Really can get a run down the straightaways, and with the draft can actually beat the better lane. Usually a single car will be the bottom fastest. Joseph Kakvara able to stay ahead of Cody Webster for that 8th position. They took advantage. He took advantage that being on the bottom there kind of checked up Cody Webster. At the same time, Cody Rivera's has been able to clear Ollie Reeves for that 3rd position, and Will Cloud's been able to get by Wyatt Roberts for 6th.
Will Cloud's still on the outside. He's going to get there the outside of Drake.
Yeah, and he's really making that outside work. He's already passed 2 or 3 cars up there. And he's going to clear Malachi Drake for the 5th position. The only thing that's a little bit of a concern, I would say, by running that top is usually running that top lane tends to put a little bit of more pressure on your tires.
That is the 02 Trevor Burns. What a moment there for him on the backstretch. He's going to lose a ton of positions going from 18th to 26th here. Let's take a look at the replay.
Yeah, and also caught up in that Zachary Thornton, one of our mid-season madness finalists. I don't know if he actually had contact there, but if he didn't have contact, it was close. Trevor Burns, great save, barely made contact with the inside wall.
Just got loose, it looks like. That angle at least.
And also, I'm not sure what happened, but Cody Webster has fallen all the way back to the 18th position. Looks like he's just kind of been dropping back. I don't know, maybe saving stuff or maybe just struggling a little bit. He's dropped all the way back to 19th. We got a battle for the race lead. Brian Lorenzo looking to the inside of Luke Mahone. They're going to be side by side in turn one. And you see right behind them, Will Cloud still working that top. He's going to get side by side to Follow Reese for the 4th position.
Lorenzo has to bottom. Mahone working the top. He's actually going to stay ahead of Lorenzo. Clearing it.
And you tend to see this at most tracks on iRacing. The bottom is usually the fastest way around in a single car run. That top lane, it's really hard though to complete passes on the bottom because you can't arc your exit fully. It makes you pitch it down, but Lorenzo might be able to clear here and slide up in front of Luke Mahone, and he is going to do so. Oh, contact, and Lorenzo may have caught the wall there. That's a little bit off the bumper of the 5. Mahone looking back to his inside in turn 3.
Cody Rivera's right there wanting to...
Ooh.
Oh, goodness!
Lorenzo got loose and got in the wall. Now Will Cloud looking to the outside of Cody Rivera. Is Lorenzo going to drop all the way back to the 5th position?
What a moment there for Lorenzo. Just got loose.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the air getting taken off his floor from the car behind or the dirty air from Mahone, but... yeah, that car definitely started rotating on exit, and he corrected, got up into the fence. I think he's going to be fine, but definitely lost a little bit of track position there. And Andretti Robinson has worked his way all the way up to the 11th position, one of our final 4 contestants here. He is currently side by side of Eric Keeter for that 11th position. Is right in front of him, Shockey Tarpley and Brady Floyd side by side for 9th.
So much too wide action going on. Andretti Robinson going to be in 11th place behind.
It looks like Brandon Fiedler caught the wall there in 3 and 4, dropped all the way back to the 19th position. He's a little bit slow on the front stretch as he gets back up to speed. They just kind of brushed against it. Don't think he really got any damage, but cost him multiple positions.
Oh, 3 wide. Aaron Brown is underneath Matt Niles and Micah Walls. Micah was able to clear it now. Micah side by side with Ellis Wells. And they're 3 wide once again.
Oh, yeah, they're... Michael Walls and Aaron Brown in a 3 wide is just a dangerous sounding combination. 3 drivers who really do not give a lot of room on track, and still Michael Walls, Ellis Wells, Matthew Miles, and Aaron Brown. And it looks like Michael Walls can probably be the odd man out here as they're going to go to the outside of him. Meanwhile, Brian Lorenzo, after getting loose and getting in the wall, has been dropping back. He's dropped all the way back to 11th, but now Andretti Robinson looking under him for that 11th position.
Matthew Miles got up, hit the wall. Aaron Brown crossing over Michael Walls. Brown actually, I think, got in the grass a little bit. 3 wide once again as they are in 1.
Yeah, and you're able to get in the grass. Micah
Brown touched the apron there a little bit, got loose, but I thought there was going to be a wreck there.
Yeah, great job by Michael Walls not getting into Aaron Brown there. I was going to say, though, you can touch the grass a little bit on the front stretch here. It's got AstroTurf instead of actual grass, and because of that, you can actually go down there and you won't probably wreck the car touching it like at most tracks. So you definitely can touch it. I wouldn't advise it, but you can get away with getting in the grass a good bit here.
Battle for the race lead. Cody Rivera has caught up to Luke Mahone.
Yeah, and Will Cloud behind them has started to kind of fall off a little bit. That top line, it kind of goes away as the tires wear, and that's not the most surprising development. But Cody Rivera's all over the back bumper of Luke Mahone right now, but he seems like he's content just to be patient. The next driver in the final 4 right now is Andretti Robinson running in the 10th position as Brian Lorenzo has dropped to 13th and Zachary Thornton still running back in 18th.
So Luke Mahone does not have to win this race in the mid-season Madness tournament. All he has to do is just finish ahead of the other 3. And he's definitely ahead of them, but he wants it all. He's going underneath Mahone. He's trying to take the race lead away.
Yeah, and definitely, I think he's a little faster than Luke Mahone right now. Will Cloud running behind them, though. With them side by side, Will Cloud's been a little bit faster than him at least last time by. And it's real. Cody Rivera's going to drive it in really deep. Was maybe hoping to slide up the track, but Luke Mahone does a good job kind of keeping him down there, and that's going to let Luke Mahone get the big lead off the corner, and they're going to be side by side at the start finish line. I think Mahone still led that lap.
He did. Barely, but he did.
The thing about Cody Veras is you got to be careful here. Like, you're going to get your run hurt on the exit, and you see there, he just can't get that launch off the corner, and he's going to drop back in line, and here comes Will Cloud into the picture. Trying to make it a 3-car battle for the race lead as Will Cloud continues just to work that top side of the racetrack, put it up against the boards.
Oh, Cloud got sideways.
You got a little loose there, and running the top of the racetrack can wear your right rear a little bit more, and you can get kind of loose.
Rivera's going to the outside. And by the way, not only is Will Cloud right here as well, but Ollie Rees, but never mind, we've got a caution. It's 92.
And yeah, he was getting pushed down the backstretch. He was running in the 11th position, and Aaron Brown and Ellis Wells were trying to take him 3 wide down the backstretch, and he pulled down in front of Ellis Wells. And just a little bit of contact. Ellis Wells didn't quite get to the bottom. Actually, Aaron Brown was involved, as was Matthew Miles. Heavy contact for the 92. And then after he came to a stop, I think 2 more cars caught a little piece of it. The 98 of Hunter Collier is shown as the one on my screen, and then I may have gotten I think he got slightly clipped by the 08 of Cody Webster. Unfortunately, that might do it for the 92 Joseph Cockburn in his SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series debut here. As we see, it appears the entire field going to come down pit road here for at least fuel, if not tires.
Looks like a couple drivers staying out. Matthew Miles, Malachi Drake, Dawson Allen, and Cody Webster.
I'm not concerned about Dawson and Drake and Webster staying out, but Cody Webster was really taking it easy and appeared to be saving tires that run. I'm wondering if maybe it's tight on the fuel window who's saving fuel too. But Matthew Miles was involved in that accident and got some damage. I think he should have come down pit road there.
Oh yeah, you can see the damage on the right front nose.
He also had a
there.
big slide, so both the tires and the nose of that car not looking a little worse for wear there, but maybe just stayed out to lead a lap. We'll see if he comes down this time by, or if he continues to stay out.
He didn't. He was scored 4th at the line. Luke Mahone was credited with that last lap lead.
Yeah, long pit stops, 4 repairs for Aaron Brown, Traver Burns, Brian Lorenzo, Joseph Collier. Zachary Thornton had a little bit longer stop as the Brayfielder, and now we'll see Matthew Miles will pull down pit road this time. And that will hand the race lead to the 09 of Malachi Drake, Dawson Allen second, and Cody Webster third. And based on what drivers were saying on the tire wear, it doesn't look like the tires were that worn after that about 20-lap run. So not a huge amount of tire wear possibly. So we'll see how it plays out here with these guys on a little bit older tires.
Yeah, and there's some Will Cloud, Eric Heater, Brad Sawinski. Their stops were 7 seconds or less, where everybody else had 10 seconds
and possibly
or more.
Yeah, possibly fuel only. And I will say it could be that I'm not sure our fuel window is, but I think we're close on fuel for the stage as well. So that might be why we saw a couple guys come down, maybe take fuel only, or I got to think that for sure the 48 took fuel only, and I believe the 9928 did too, based on those stop times. So possibly just strategy here, a couple different strategies here. We'll see how it plays out. I was gonna say that I think Malachi Drake and Cody Webster were both taking it really easy, trying to save fuel throughout that run.
So
and all cars have
going green with 112 laps to go. Of course, we will have that stage caution at lap 3. Pace car making its way to pit road. And green flag is in the air. Back underway.
Dawson Allen did not get a good launch. It's going to stack up the top line. Cody Webster, Eric Heater, all going to clear Dawson Allen. Dropped Will Cloud back a little bit. So Malachi Drake now going to be under pressure from his team, from Cody Webster for
spin in
the race
back.
lead.
That is Adam Kuhn. Adam Kuhn hits the inside wall. We stay
And
green.
no caution. Cody Webster and Malachi Drake still side by side for the race lead. Meanwhile, they're 3 wide behind him. Oh, contact between Dawson Allen and Luke Mahone. Luke Mahone goes for a ride through the front stretch grass.
A little bit to catch up here. We're seeing the replay there of what happened to Adam Kuhn.
Yeah, Luke Mahone there just kind of ran out of real estate as they got on the front stretch. Cody Webster's got in the lead. Eric Keeter now going to look under Malachi Drake for second. Dawson Allen up in the wall. Everybody going to get by him. He's dropped to the rear.
Here's what happened to Mahone.
That's unfortunate for Luke Mahone. He was having a really good run so far today, and then they're just kind of ran out of real estate on the front stretch. Did a good job keeping it off the fence and getting back going, just lost all his track position.
See a little cloud there. Currently P8. He's got walls underneath him.
Well, of the people who pitted, Wyatt Roberts and Ellis Wells are battling for fourth. They both took tires. Eric Heater, I believe, took fuel only. He's running second.
Oh!
Ooh, and
wow.
Ellis Wells looked like he caught the wall there off of turn 4. And that's something at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I've seen a lot of cars already do it, but especially turn 4, that exit really is. I don't know if it's different than the other track quad D-shaped ovals like this one, but it really feels like that exit of that corner really tightens up, and you can easily get in trouble there. Another to keep an eye on, Andretti Robinson, one of our final 4 drivers, he's worked his way up to 5th. Cody Rivera's. Oh, we got contact. Malachi Drake around. A mountain of others on the front stretch. Caution is out.
Is that Tarpley behind him?
That is Shockey Tarpley. Shockey Tarpley actually might not get a lot of damage there. He just kind of got in the back of Malachi Drake, got up in the fence. Malachi Drake spun, and then Shockey Tarpley kind of just came to a stop to avoid hitting Malachi Drake again.
They actually shot to the outside wall.
Yeah, he did a good job, though, staying off of Malachi Drake and not damaging his car any more, really, than it already was. Michael Walls, meanwhile, went for a ride through the front stretch grass. Yeah, what else in process A was Cody Rivera to kind of drop back a little bit on that restart back to 7th. And Andretti Robinson, though, is now up to 5th and the first of our final 4 drivers right now. Having a really strong race so far as worked his way through the field.
Walls gets his position back when the yellow flew, and that was, looks like P6.
Yeah, a couple drivers were really aggressive on that restart with some stack ups and really gained a lot of spots, including Andretti Robinson, Michael Walls. We see a bunch of cars down pit road here. Top 15 will stay out. Wes Gallo, Matthew Miles, Brian Lorenzo, Traver Burns, Hunter Collier, Dawson Allen, Luke Mahone, Shaki Tarpley, Adam Kuhn, and Malachi Drake all coming down pit road. A lot of cars actually just appeared to take fuel only, including Luke Mahone, Traber Burns, and Wes Gallo. Everybody else taking tires and probably damage repair. Everybody stopped for longer than what it would take to 4 tires, so damage repair for almost everybody.
So I believe that the lights on the pace car are going to go off this time. We're going to be 1 to green.
Yeah, they will choose this time by.
Well, never mind. So they just got 2 to green. And they'll be getting 1 to green next time.
And reset the top 10 right now. Cody Webster still leading. He's still yet to pit. Eric Heater, who I believe taken fuel only on that first pit stop, is in second. Then everybody else on 4 tires: Wyatt Roberts, Ellis Wells, Andretti Robinson, Michael Walls, Brady Floyd, Cody Rivera, Ollie Reeves, and Chase Gibbons. Gibbons actually may not take 4 tires, but that is your top 10 at the moment.
Cody Webster, the only driver who has yet to come down pit road.
Meanwhile, Joseph Kakvara, who was involved in that first incident, the only driver being shown laps down, he had got it back out on track after pitting during that caution, but then pulled back down pit road after the restart. I've got to think probably some suspension damage on that car that he wanted to get fixed. He's now back on track, still taking damage during these caution laps, but currently scored 8 laps down. We need a lot of cautions really to get back into this race.
Lights on the pace car are off this time. And we are going to green. Top 3 actually electing to take the bottom. That's going to open up the door for Ellis Wells to take the front row.
And Andretti Robinson moves on the road too.
Robinson doing what he needs to do to put himself
Not
in position.
Not sure what Brady Floyd's doing right now as he passes the pace car. Interesting.
Admins might have given him a lap back. Well,
he's scored as the race leader. Now he's coming down pit road.
That is true.
Interesting.
And he just flew down pit road.
They cleared his black flags. I'm wondering if he had to piss or something right before the restart here. Had to use the restroom. It's interesting.
He's gone.
In fact, he is disconnected from the server, so.
Well, I certainly hope everything is okay with Brady Floyd as we're going back to green. Cody Webster, great restart, stays the race leader. Eric Heater behind him and some fanning. It's Wyatt Roberts. We bottom.
They're 3 wide behind him, and Andretti Robinson in the middle. He's gonna make Morgan. He's gonna be side by side with Wyatt Roberts for third. Oh, we got contact. Brandon Fiedler into the grass. Aaron Brown too. Both of them able to keep it straight. Aaron Brown really didn't lose a lot of speed. Even he was catching some air over the bumps in the front stretch grass. No, Wyatt Roberts and Drury Robinson still up for third, and Drury Robinson might have caught the wall a little bit out of turn 2 there.
Losing a couple positions. Roberts still
Cody Rivera's got knocked down way into the grass. Once again, just kept his foot in it. Didn't really lose a lot of spots.
Wyatt Roberts still trying to battle with Robinson, but caution's going to be out. Roberts is actually right underneath Heater as that caution's coming out. I thought Roberts might have gotten to second place.
Yeah, and that was Wes Gallo, a single car incident off of turn number 3. He just appeared to get loose, spun out, maybe got a little bit of help from Dawson Allen after he was already going around, but hard contact with the inside wall for the 07 Yahoo car of Wes Gallo.
Well,
that strategy, the decision to not hit so far seems to really be working out for Cody Webster.
I was going to suggest last caution, bringing in somebody that to interview. I haven't really done a pit road, or not pit road, but an in-race reporter in a long time, personally myself. But even though he really didn't elect for it, I'm sure he'd be all right with it. Why don't you go ahead and bring in Dawson Allen, see if we can dial him up as a in-race reporter.
We'll bring him up here. Hey, Dawson. Brett up here in the JCTV booth. You got a copy?
Loud and clear.
So seeing some different strategies so far in this race. How's it playing out for you so far, and how's the car feeling out there?
Car's feeling very loose. Wants to step out underneath me about every time. But, you know, having fun controlling the race, you know, best we can. I try to do a very Brett Bennett strategy and just save fuel all the way through the first stage. But all these cautions really made it kind of useless. So I just pit that second caution to take advantage of maybe getting some pressure tires the rest of the field. So see if I can march back up to the field here.
Yeah, we'll look for that. We've been seeing a lot of people, like a lot of close racing and contact coming through the corners and on exit the corners. Have you been seeing any of that out there, and what have you been doing to try to stay out of trouble so far in this race?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a thing tonight. I mean, a lot of guys are pushing kind of hard on entry as well, which is the just the name of the game. You know, you got to push hard on entry, try to get a good exit, and you know, when you push off on exit, either somebody's going up in the wall in the outside lane or the inside lane's washing up the outside lane. I think I had that incident with Luke Mahone. I was 3 wide, middle, and I was trying to come down because he hit the wall on the outside, I think, and we just ended up meeting in the middle, and I ended up hitting him in the infield. So I feel bad about that, but like, you know, everything else is just a matter of just, you know, can we hold it together while we're racing together? And if we can, just, you know, that'll lead to some good racing. And if we can't, we'll try to keep pacing like we are tonight.
Yeah, and yeah, even that incident, we caught that incident with you and Luke Mahone, and even that's something where, with how tight these exits are, you kind of just run into it. Well, best of luck as we move forward here tonight, and we'll maybe see if we can talk to you again later tonight if this race moves on.
I'll see if we can talk to Adam Coon as well too.
Oh yeah, we'll have to hear from him as well. So, yeah, we'll let you get back to it here as we come to the choose this time by.
Thank you.
And that was Dawson Allen. He is currently running in the 18th position. A little bit different strategy he pitted on the previous caution. That caution, only 3 cars came down pit road. Hunter Collier, Brian Lorenzo, and Ellis Wells, I believe, all taking damage repair. Also, Brady Floyd has returned to the session, so I'm not sure what was going on. Maybe a hardware issue would be my guess for Brady Floyd, because the way he accelerated off of the track, I'm thinking maybe he was having some hardware issues where he wanted to go get that fixed. He has now rejoined the race 5 laps down.
I don't know. I just hope everything is okay. I mean, kind of interesting, but Webster, Heater, and Robinson taking the outside this time. I'm sorry, Webster, Heater, and Roberts taking the outside this time. Robinson is going to be gifted on the inside.
And we'll see Cody Webster, those older tires, has been kind of working for him so far, but and Brody Robinson on fresh tires up front, and he's really worked his way through the field. Started all the way back in the 17th position, so we'll see if he can take advantage here on this restart. Another name that we saw fall back earlier in this race, actually got a little bit of damage, I think, in that first stint, was Zachary Thornton. He's worked his way all the way back up to currently scored in the 8th position as we get ready to go back green.
They're going to restart on the outside of row 5. Pace car making its way down pit road. 95 laps to go when we go back green. And inside the restart zone, green flag is back out. And a great jump by Webster once again.
And that's going to let Eric Heater possibly clear and Brady Robinson in second, but they're still side to side in the turn 1 and 2. And Brady Robinson is going to fight back in the center of the corner. Oh, Zachary Thornton slid up the track. Brad Swincy got into that bumper. He might have gotten into the fence.
Heater not able to get the corner that he wanted. Robinson is going to be up in P2 now.
Meanwhile, back in the 4th position, Chase Gibbons and Wyatt Roberts battling hard with Michael Walls and Ollie Reeves right behind them. It is tight between them, as Ollie Reeves actually looked like he may have flipped the apron there. He does a good job keeping it off of him. And big slide for Chase Gibbons off of turn 2. And Ollie Reeves is going to dive for the apron, trying to go 3 wide down the back.
They're only going to be 2 wide. As Reeves is below Rivera.
As you see the field streaming by Wes Gallo, he just pulled off the pit road after taking some repairs. He is currently scored 6 laps down.
Oh, spin in the back. It is Dawson Allen. He goes to the inside wall. And caution is going to come out. Dawson was running 19th.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it looks like he didn't quite run to the wall on the exit of the corner like I think Ellis Wells expected him to, and Ellis Wells just came up, got into him, and Dawson went for a fortunate there for 79. Thankfully, I don't think he's got... actually, that nose is kind of craved in, but with the new damage model, he might be able to get that car repaired and still be competitive here tonight. A tough break there for the 79. And possibly something to look for here on the strategy, by the way. We're going to restart with maybe 4 or 5 laps left in the stage. I'm wondering if we'll see some people here hit here and then try to stay out at the stage caution. Our fuel window here tonight, I'm pretty sure, is about 45 to 50 laps. So you could probably make it on 1 stop from here to the finish. And as we say that, Eric Heater are going to come down pit road as long as a bunch of cars further back in the field. Eric Heater, Brad Suwinski, Will Cloud, Luke Mahone, Traver Burns, Hunter Collier, Ellis Wells, Brian Lorenzo, all among those on pit road, as well as I believe Dawson Allen here will come back pit road as well after getting caught up in that incident. See, first car off pit road there was Eric Heater. Everybody who pitted, you're gonna take 4 tires, and that's gonna be probably the move that I think those guys who just pitted here will probably stay out under our next caution and inherit the race lead. The top 13 stayed out. Cody Webster still continues to lead. That strategy we saw from Cody Webster of staying out during that first pit cycle and still having not pitted in stage 1 really has played out well for him. He's maintained that race lead, and at the end of the stage, he's going to probably lose the lead at the end of the stage because I think a lot of cars are going to come down, probably going to stay out, but good strategy call for the 08.
I'm really surprised that it's worked out for him so far. These tires. You mentioned it earlier that with the next gen tire wear isn't really much of a thing, but it does still matter at tracks that aren't road courses, and I'm honestly surprised that it has worked out for him thus far.
I mean, there's looking at on that long run we got to start the race, I was seeing about a half second of fall off on lap times. But the thing is, he's been getting such good restarts and getting clear by about a half second a second. Well, usually there's a battle for second going on between whoever starts next to him and whoever starts on the row behind him. So that's really let him kind of pull away. Although this is the first time really he's going to have a restart where almost everybody close to him is all on fresher tires. We've had a couple drivers like Eric Heater was up front for a lot of them, and he was also, I believe, taking fuel only on that previous pit stop. And here we'll see the 13 drivers yet to pit. Among them, the guys, only one of the, I'm a little surprised that only one of our midseason madness drivers pitted during that previous caution, Brian Lorenzo. He'll likely cycle ahead of all the other finalists once we get to the stage here.
So if Chusco and Webster takes the inside, Robinson outside. Roberts stays with Webster to the inside. Mike Walls taking the outside of row 2. There's Rivera's and Giddens making up row 3.
A lot of people are taking the top on these restarts, by the way, I'm noticing. Like, Brandon Fiedler was 13th coming to choose and is able to move up to row 5, going to restart in what would be the 9th position. I think you're seeing that all race long. That top line's been really kind of the preferred line, especially for passing people and running side by side. So, not surprised you're seeing a lot of people choose the top, but it is interesting. We've also seen our leader, Cody Webster. He's kind of been changing up what lane he restarts in.
Yeah, last restart, taking the high line, restarting for that was bottom, I believe. So Webster's kind of being unpredictable with his choose. And I mean, that's what you got to do in races, be unpredictable. And competition.
Also, unfortunate news. So, the green, the pace car's off.
And the green flag is waving.
Once again, a great restart for Cody Webster. He's able to get clear by probably about 2 car lengths in turn 1. Wyatt Robertson, Dirty Robinson side by side for second. Roberts is able to get clear for second. Meanwhile, Michael Wall is giving a big push to Dirty Robinson down the backstretch to Dirty Robinson. He's just going to tuck in the line. Cody Rivera's and Michael Wall side by side for fourth.
Rivera's actually clear Walls, I believe. He does. Rivera's right there behind Robinson.
In the stage right now. So if we get a caution, that will be it for the stage. Cody Rivera's looking under, and Dirty Robinson looking for the 3rd position. That is also the battle for the mid-season madness. From the mid-season madness drivers. Rivera's may have caught the wall a little bit off turn 2. They're still side by side in turn 3. And Cody Rivera's is going to be able to clear for P3. Robinson had to check up on exit to stay out of the wall, and that lets Michael Walls get by as well.
Gibbons underneath.
Yeah, Robinson might have got the tires a little angry at him, heated up a little bit. As Cody Rivera, though, big run on top. He kept it out of the wall barely, and he's side by side with Wyatt Roberts for second as they're going to come to the last lap of the stage. Rivera has absolutely got that car up against the boards, ripping the top line. And that time, though, it looks like he got a little too high. Maybe had to check up a little bit as that let Michael Walls actually got a bigger on. But Cody Rivera's now looking to the inside of Wyatt Roberts.
I don't know what happened. Alonso is way off the pace. We're staying right here, though, as this is coming to the end of the stage.
Lorenzo and Wells, I don't think anything happened to him. I think they're intentionally running slow. But yeah, Cody Webster going to take the stage victory. Cody Rivera is P2, Wyatt Roberts P3, Michael Walls, Andretti Robinson, Ollie Reeves, Chase Gibbons, Shockey Tarpley, Zachary Thornton, and Brandon Fiedler. Your drivers in the stage points. What I was going to say real quick, Josh, was I believe Ellis Wells and Brian Lorenzo, they both pitted under that previous caution and taken tires and then topped off on fuel. I think they were just running slow, saving fuel and saving tires there. And they are probably planning to stay out under this caution.
That makes sense.
Also, unfortunate news after that last incident, Dawson Allen has pulled it off the track. He will, assuming he doesn't get back out there. Although, as I say that under caution, he is pulled out of his pit stall and back onto the racetrack. He has currently scored 8 laps down.
Pit road's open. Luke Mahone stays out. Swinski, Collier.
Yeah, Luke Mahone had pitted under that previous caution, so kind of as we expected, those drivers who had pitted under the previous caution staying out here. That will really shake it up at the front of the field. A lot of those guys we saw up front early in this race, Brian Lorenzo, Will Cloud, and Luke Mahone, going to cycle back to the front of the field.
Race off pit road's going to be Heater, Lloyd, Webster.
And Brady Floyd, I'm thinking I might have missed it, but I believe under one of those previous cautions, they gave him waiver rounds to get him back onto the lead lap here. Because he had pulled off for several minutes and went several laps down, I believe 6 laps down, and now he has scored on the lead lap. So I think they gave him his laps back under some of these caution flags. And in fact, just checking on it, yeah, he was waved around the pace car multiple times to get back onto the lead lap. Although he is now dropping the back, I believe he sped on pit road right there.
That's not what you want to have happen.
It looks like he was trying to close up to Aaron Brown in front of him on pit entry, and he was still going like almost 60 miles an hour when he hit the pit speed line, and the pit road speed here 45 miles an hour. So I definitely think he got him for speeding on entry there. And he's going to take advantage of that by coming back down pit road and top off on fuel right now. So to reset the running order, top 7 drivers all pitted under the previous caution and stayed out. They are Luke Mahone, Ed Sawinski, Hunter Collier, Trevor Burns, Will Cloud, Brian Lorenzo, and Ellis Wells. Then we have Eric Heater, who took fuel only there, and then Cody Webster and Cody Rivera, the first 2 drivers on fresh tires. Currently our mid-season madness finalists, Brian Lorenzo running 6th, Cody Rivera's 10th, and Andretti Robinson 11th, and Zachary Thornton back in 16th position. the points leader here in the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series, Zachary Thornton. We've really not seen him all day today, really in the up towards the front of the field. And I know we've seen races where he's bided his time, but I don't know if it just almost looks like he just doesn't have quite the pace that we've seen from him in other races this year.
Luke Mahone is the race leader and repping the Grand Designs. Of course, this race is the Grand Designs 300. Not sure what the 300 stands for. Luke Mahone, he told me it stands for something. And those were his words. As he takes the bottom. Swinski also taking the bottom. Collier gonna take the outside with Trevor Burns also getting the outside. Collier, you mentioned it earlier. On screen is in number 1, but he has the number 98. So that's.
And I believe it's the first time we've seen Hunter Collier here this season, and he joined the session really late, so he might not have had time to get an updated paint scheme onto that car. Interestingly, he's listed as his region on iRacing as international, and he's running a Cayman Islands scheme, so just should talk to him, figure out if that's in fact where he is the Cayman Islands, which seems like that would be not a bad place to live. Yeah, and Luke Mahone running the title sponsor of this race car, still leading. It'll be interesting to see what happens on this restart. A lot of guys we have not really seen a lot of today up at the front of the field.
And these cautions have really changed the game for a lot of these guys. But the green flag is back out, and what a restart there for Collier. Collier trying to hang on. Mahone just did not get going very well, but a rebound there.
Still side by side for the race lead. It looked like Mahone maybe spun the tires just a little bit, like not a lot, but and there you're gonna see.
Collier in the wall. He's going to slide. After contact with Slinsky, caution comes out. He's sliding across the track. And cars are everywhere to avoid Collier.
Yeah, multiple cars were involved. Big accident there. Yeah, that all started. Hunter Collier just got in a little too deep, got in the fence, and Brad Smithy got in the back of him. Ellis Wells may need to be going to the hospital. And we might need to red flag the race for cleanup of sand.
Take a look, see what our blimp cam caught. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, Ellis Wells went for a bit of a ride.
A little bit?
Yeah, hit the pit barrels at about full speed. Shades of Kyle Larson, but worse.
I mean, wow.
And unfortunately, heavy damage required repairs for both Ellis Wells and Eric Heater in that incident. I believe all of our mid-season madness drivers did make it through that accident without damage. We currently have Brian Lorenzo scored 4th, Cody Rivera 6th, and Jordy Robinson 8th, and Zachary Thornton 11th. Actually, Jordy Robinson might be 7th. Him and Will Cloud are kind of swapping positions under yellow.
So on the other hand, someone in comment section, Jeffrey Buck said, per Floyd, roommate has guest over and Wi-Fi needed reset. So that was what was going on with Brady Floyd.
And that would make sense why he had to lead the session to do that.
Brady Floyd got up to P18 after that penalty. I'm sorry, 17th after that penalty. So Mahone, Sawinski, Burns, Lorenzo, Webster, Rivera's, Robinson, Walls, Cloud, and Reeves is the top 10.
Yeah, still 21 cars remaining on the lead lap. Hunter Collier and Wyatt Roberts have both been down pit road multiple times with this caution, taking damage repair. Wes Gallows, Eric Heater, and Ellis Wells are all scored 3 laps down, but Eric Heater and Ellis Wells still on pit road after sustaining heavy damage in that accident. I got to think Ellis Wells is probably done for the day. Dawson Allen is still running in 25th position, 8 laps down at the moment. And you can see on his sun's pretty much dipped under the virtual horizon now. Track now lit up by the lights here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
This is such an awesome track to come to in person. I have been very fortunate to come here twice. 2018 Charlotte Roval, very first Roval race. And I was actually at I attempted to be at the Coca-Cola 600 this year. I was there for more like the Coca-Cola 250, and then I had to leave. Kind of bummed about that, but it is such an awesome track, great atmosphere, a lot of fun stuff to do around the area as well. I mean, it's NASCAR's, backyard. You've got tons of stuff to do. If you have not been here before, make it a bucket list item to come and watch a race here, whether it's a 600 or the Roval. It's just fun track, fun place to be, and hopefully I get to come back soon. I live quite the distance away from it, so not easy to come here all the time, but yeah, nighttime, it's the right time, and now that we are under lights, things should get fun.
Yeah, pace car going to be off. Luke Mahone and Brad Sawinski going to lead the field back to the green flag here.
And Sawinski was trying to guess the start, guessed it wrong, and Mahone went as soon as Sawinski had to slow up.
A great launch there for Luke Mahone. Brad Sawinski, meanwhile, going to still get clear for second. And looks like Cody Webster was thinking about going 3 wide for that 3rd position.
Runs it right here.
Cody Webster took tires at the stage, and he is quickly moving his way back to the front of the field. Cody Rivera's has passed. Cody Rivera's, Brian Lorenzo, and Andretti Robinson are all right together for 5th, 6th, and 7th. That is the battle for the lead in the midseason madness as well. Brad Sawinski leading to the outside of Luke Mahone for the race lead, and here comes Cody Webster.
They are side by side with Mahone on the bottom, Sawinski on top. And Sawinski, great drive into 3. Going to clear Mahone, put the Michigander out front.
And Brad Sawinski, a driver we haven't talked about a huge amount this season, but he's, I believe, 4th in points right now here in the SAAC Coast Cup Series. He's just been consistent all season. And at 4 wide, we got caught at Traver Burns around. Michael Walls up in the fence. He's around, and more cars going to get involved on the back of the backstretch. No caution, though. Oh, now it's
and
a
there
caution.
it is. Oh, Dawson Allen involved. See the wiggle there between Burns. He gets sideways. Saved it, and then a little tap there from, I'm not sure who that was on the back of Micah Walls. Micah locking up the brakes, and then
That was the 9 that Chase Gibbons got in the back of Walls. Brady Floyd also had some pretty heavy content in that wreck. Dawson Allen, the only person required repairs after that. Unfortunately for him. By the way, Ellis Wells is at least not shown in car at the moment. Not surprising for his accident earlier, but I believe he is done for the night. An impressive restart there for Brad Sawinski as he gets the race lead. Another interesting thing there, as the wreck was happening, Luke Mahone actually just didn't get a good launch off the corner, and Brian Lorenzo, I believe, was ahead by inches when the caution came out. Actually, in fact, they've now reverted it. Luke Mahone back ahead of him.
I don't know.
Wes Gallo is the lucky dog there. He's now 2 laps down.
So if you couldn't tell, I got a little excited to see the Michigander out front. Brad Sawinski.
And Josh, I was going to comment on that last caution when you were mentioning getting rained out of the Coke 600. Last year, bringer of rain, Josh Coppernell. I believe both Cup races you went to got rained out and postponed.
This year. So I was at the start of 2 races. Both of them were had rain, and I wasn't there for the finish. So Coca-Cola 600, of course, won by Ryan Blaney, and the Michigan race, which is won by 17 of Chris
Buescher.
Yeah.
We were discussing it earlier.
Yep. Of course, and it's been a long day. I worked overtime 3 days this week. All I gotta do is put 2 hours in tomorrow, and I'm already at my 40. The rest will be time and a half. So, been a long week, but we're here. We're surviving all this race. But yeah, so you know, and I think it's funny that we went 2 races this year. They're both rain races. Last year, I only went to just the Michigan race, and it hailed on us. Literally, I was getting pelted by hail for a while. The race was not postponed, but it was pushed back for a little bit, a delay because of weather. They did get the race going, and then, of course, Kevin Harvick won. Because why wouldn't he? It's a Michigan race, and I've been to every single Kevin Harvick Michigan win, minus the 2020 sweep when no fans were there. But I was still outside the racetrack. But yeah, kind of why I got excited seeing Michigan and Brad Sawinski get out front and start leading this race. Really, I don't know Brad other than through here, and long time ago from NASCAR 15. Talk to Brad a little bit. I think he's from the Flint area. Just gotta be careful not to drink the water there. But,
You were setting me up for so many lead poisoning jokes.
Hey, okay, so I know you know this, Brett. For the viewers at home, I don't know if they know this. There is a place in Michigan that's literally called Hell. Hill, Michigan. And there's, I mean, it's this tiny little town. If you don't believe me, look it up. They have a gift shop in there, and after all the lead poisoning or the lead in the water came out, all that stuff, they literally started selling T-shirts in this gift shop that said "Beer in Hell is safer than water in Flint." And now I'm not one that is very much an advocate for drinking. I'm not a drinker myself. I have to say that that's probably one of the truest statements I've seen on a T-shirt in a long time. So, but yeah, I mean it's a real town. Brett's not a Michigander, but he knows it's there. Pace car is over. Coming back to green, and we're gonna do so and be halfway through this race.
Brad Sawinski, good launch there for the 28 of Brad Sawinski as we get back underway. Brian Lorenzo probably going to follow him through. He's going to be side-by-side Cody Webster for the second position.
Webster immediately making quick work. Webster.
And he's already side-by-side with Brad Sawinski looking for the race lead. Cody Webster kind of saved fuel early in this race, but since he started going for it, he has been looking really strong here today. He's going to clear Brad Sawinski easily for the race lead. Cody Webster back to the race lead here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Meanwhile, the battle heating up for the third position. Brian Lorenzo and Luke Mahone. Freddie Robinson also right there. That Aaron Brown, another name we have not really seen much of all day today. He's worked his way up to sixth. A gaggle of cars kind of stacking up behind Brian Lorenzo right now.
And Mahone is going to find a spot in front of Robinson.
Oh, and Robinson aggressively trying to get the inside of Luke Mahone. Luke Mahone going to drive it on the inside of Brian Lorenzo. And that battle between Robinson and Lorenzo, currently the battle for the top spot in Mid-Season Madness.
Mahone struggling underneath the Lorenzo right here. Lorenzo gets a little loose there off 4.
They're still side by side. They've been side by side. Neither one really pulling much ahead as they head into turn 1. Side by side for almost 2 laps now. You know, Cody Rivera is trying to make the absolute top of the track work once again. A little bit further back. And Luke Mahone finally able to clear Brian Lorenzo, take over 3rd position. And now, Freddie Robinson makes an aggressive move to the bottom. Lorenzo tried to block, but was unable to. Now they're side by side for the 4th position.
Yeah, Robinson had to lift, and Brown had a run. Brown had to lift as well.
And Freddie Robinson going to pass Brian Lorenzo to move into the lead in Mid-Season Madness. And he's going to clear him. Aaron Brown going to also try to follow through for the 5th position.
Oh, Thornton got the wall just a little bit there.
Cody Webster and Brad Sawinski get both pulled away from the rest of the field while the drivers were side by side. Now Luke Mahone 3rd and Freddie Robinson 4th. Brian Lorenzo and Aaron Brown still side by side for the 5th position. And another driver we have not talked about all night tonight, Shockey Tarpley. He's moved his way up in the 7th, and now he's going to look to be side by side with Aaron Brown. He's going to follow Brian Lorenzo, push him. Lorenzo clears back for 5th, and now Shockey Tarpley and Aaron Brown side by side for 6th.
He's starting to come to life, as you mentioned. Doing a great job rolling that outside right now, trying to get ahead of Aaron Brown.
You know, look behind Shockey Tarpley. Another name we haven't really talked about all race today. Our points leader, Zachary Thornton. He has started to make that top line come alive. He's pulled up on Shockey Tarpley. He's running in the 8th position.
Yeah, we saw Tarpley running high, but Thornton's running even higher.
And that top line, we've seen a couple drivers like Will Cloud was doing so early in this race, and now Zachary Thornton doing it, really making that top line work. As Shockey Tarpley looks like he's going to be able to clear Aaron Brown here, and he does so, taking over the 6th position. Caution is out.
Brady Floyd. Oh.
He was side by side with Chase Gibbons in contact between the two. Big spin down the backstretch for Brady Floyd. Keeps it out of the wall, though. He just spun down the entire length of the backstretch, but a good job by the 20 keeping out of the fence. Watching the Will Fly for the... I don't know. I don't have the list, the number of cautions out today.
My telemetry says 8.
Okay, for the 8th time today.
All right, so I don't know if you caught my little laughing while trying to commentate right after we went back green, and that's because I've learned something, and it's that you should not read chat right after making a comment about Hell, Michigan. I mean, I wouldn't consider Hell a vacation destination. There's nothing there. It's like the tiniest town. There's mini golf, a little chapel that you can get married in, a gift shop, and a restaurant, and that's about it. They got good food there. The food in their restaurant is really good.
Yeah, and I was gonna say to you before that last caution, I am not a Michigander, but my mom is a Michigander, and a lot of my family is from Michigan and are still in Michigan. So I know a lot about the state. I'm there once in a while. Also, we got an update. I don't know, Josh, if maybe you can pull up a replay under this caution, but according to Dawson Allen, at some point in this race, he got wrecked under caution by the 07. He is saying. I believe he was saying it was lap 57.
A little bit hard for me to get to. We'll try.
Yeah, if we can, not a big deal. You brought that to my attention.
His lap 57?
That's what he said. I'm not sure though, because that's lap he pulled off because he already had a required repair at that point. Oh yeah, no, he did. Turn 3, lap 57.
Dawson's lap 57?
Yes, lap 57 for Dawson.
So just a moment ago. Oh, well. Okay.
Yeah, Wes Gallo was the lucky dog there, and he went out a little too quick.
Yeah, so, okay. At first, the way I thought it was sounding was like it was intent. I don't see any intent in that.
No, it was not the intent, but Dawson just mentioned that we had missed that, so...
Yeah, so...
Wanted to show it.
One thing, to our viewers, one thing about these cars is the brakes on them are, like, terrible. Wes Gallo was coming, I mean, very quickly, and, you know, I'm not gonna really comment what I think about, you know, that, but he was coming pretty quickly, and I think once he realized that the field was there, I mean, just trying to get on the brakes with these cars, it's ridiculous. I love driving the next gen. I drive the next gen quite a bit, so I know it's tough to brake, and incidents happen very easily like that.
Yes, they're coming to choose right now. Cody Webster chooses the top. Brad Smith chooses the bottom. Row 2 will be Mahone and Andretti Robinson, who's currently leading out of our final 4 drivers. Second currently Aaron Brown. Row 3, then Zachary Thornton on the inside of row 4 with Malachi Drake. And row 5 will be Cody Riveras and Wyatt Roberts. They're currently Cody Webster there. Really did not. I gotta think did not want to see that last caution. He's right now appears to be the quickest car out there, but each caution bunches up the field and gives chances for the strategy to change and for incidents to occur. So I think he's going to be hoping we kind of get some longer green flag runs. The other thing right now is a couple drivers pitted under that caution. They can not. I definitely don't think they can make it on fuel from this point. But if we get a bunch of cautions, they maybe can save fuel under caution and make it. Among those was one of our Mid-Season Madness finalists, Brian Lorenzo. He's now running back in the 19th position after coming down pit road during that caution. And possibly those fresh tires might pay off for him as the pace car is off.
And we are going back to green. Webster with a great jump.
There's one thing really clear for the lead. Brad Sawinski really clear for second. And Ray Robinson going to clear Luke Mahone for fourth. And here comes Aaron Brown, also going to try to get by Luke Mahone for the fourth position.
Check Tarpley. Going to clear for fifth. Tarpley wants some more.
Andretti Robinson trying to get under the 28 of Brad Sawinski, looking for the second position. He's now got 4 spots back to Zachary Thornton, the second of the midseason Madness drivers. Zachary Thornton, though, up to 6th, highest he's been all race. As there, Aaron Brown thought about trying to go 3-wide through the middle, but he didn't quite have the space. But Andretti Robinson not getting a good launch off the corner, still side by side of Brad Sawinski for second.
A little tight there. Oh,
Aaron Brown wants to go. Oh, Aaron Brown caught the wall a little bit. He looked like he almost wanted to go 3 wide there. He's going to block Shockey Tarpley now. Aaron Brown keeps thinking about going 3 wide as Andretti Robinson and Brad Sawinski still side by side for second.
Now Tarpley looking underneath Brown. Tarpley trying to get into fourth, but backs out.
Brad Sawinski going to spin, and he's going to get hit.
Oh, here's some more. Poor Gibbons. Gibbons out there involved in a lot tonight.
Unfortunately, Matthew Miles nowhere to go on the top of the track, and Chase Gibbons nowhere to go on the bottom of the track. Chase Gibbons turned it down as he saw Brad Sawinski coming back up the hill, and then Brad Sawinski gets knocked back down the track into Chase Gibbons' path. Not sure where that incident started, and Andretti Robinson was pretty tight on him, and I have to find a better angle. My first angle is not really clear what exactly happened there. It looks like maybe just a side draft gone wrong. I don't think that was intentional from Andretti Robinson. Looks like he was trying to side draft the 28, and the 28 just moved down ever so slightly and went for a spin. Unfortunately, Brad Sawinski was having a great night. 4th place in points entering here tonight, and that is going to knock him back in points. Surprisingly, though, after that accident, the 39, the 30, and the 9 all had damage that's going to require repairs. The 28 does not have required repairs. One that's really unfortunate is the 39 of Brandon Fiedler. He just had contact from Hunter Collier beneath him, and that actually appears to have broken a toe link on that car. And here, it doesn't appear anybody going to pit under this caution for fuel, just people coming down to take damage repairs.
Webster still leading this race. Aaron Brown into Andretti Robinson 3rd, Shockey Tarpley 4th, Zachary Thornton 5th. You mentioned it, Thornton really wasn't having a very good race to start off with. Struggled really coming through the field, but now Thornton's in the top 5. See if he can continue the climb. He is the points leader, and we know he wants to keep that points lead.
So I just real quick was checking with Dawson, and according to him, the fuel window under green flag conditions is about 43 laps. So still not quite in that fuel window made then. I'm surprised we didn't see some drivers there possibly come in though and top off. But the way we're getting cautions in this lap, we have 50 laps to go. It would take some doing, but you could possibly save enough fuel to make it to the end of this race. And Brian Lorenzo, who had pitted under that previous caution and taken tires, he's worked his way all the way back up to the 11th position now. And there's caution. Judge, I don't know if you can pull it up, but maybe want to look ahead on JCTV. I know we don't have a lot coming up soon outside of the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series, but next Tuesday night, I know the championship race in the Slide Jawb Racing League.
Yeah, we've got Homestead next Tuesday. Of course, this is the only broadcast from us this week. And then next week we've got on Tuesday night Slide Jawb with their season finale. Homestead, as mentioned, crowned champion in that one. Thursday night, 1 week from tonight, SAAC Coast Cup Series starts their postseason. And then we've got new leagues starting up the following Monday. It's going to be November 13th. Three-wide racing league. 6 races in the GR86. Going to be kind of like a iRock or SRX, if you will, using the Toyota GR86 car. So, kind of excited to see how that one's going to work.
Yep, as meanwhile, by the way, pace car is off, and Cody Webster and Jordy Robinson going to lead the field back to the green flag. Green flag back out. Cody Webster, once he gets a good launch, Aaron Brown goes with him. He's going to be side by side with Jordy Robinson for second. Aaron Brown, actually, probably the best we've seen somebody stick with Cody Webster on one of these restarts. Aaron Brown, he's able to clear Jordy Robinson for second. Meanwhile, Zachary Thornton trying to get under Shaki Tarpley for fourth.
Oh, they're going to spin.
Attacked. Cody Ramirez, he saved it. Although they're still trying to wreck.
And there they go.
They're still trying to wreck.
Lorenzo locked him up. Caution is out.
They were wrecking for an entire lap and a half, for an entire half a lap there. I think the caution was officially for Brian Lorenzo, who just kind of slid it. He did a good job not repeating what Ellis Wells did, keeping it out of the pit barrels. That all started with Cody Riveras and Zachary Thornton battling for fifth, two of our mid-season madness drivers.
Oh, wow. A save by... yeah,
it was a great save by Cody Riveras, but unfortunately... both him and Thornton did a great job saving it, but Thornton, when he came back up on track, clipped Ollie Reeves, who was trying to shoot the middle. And then Ollie Reeves made a great save, but by that point, everybody was just checking up and running each other over. A bunch of great saves there. Really, nobody truly wrecked it. Ollie Reeves got pretty good contact to his rear end towards the end of that incident. Not sure who got in the back of him, but... I believe that was the 0-2 of Traber. Yeah, the 0-2 of Traber Burns got him to hit the rear end of him. But really good driving for everybody there for that to just be what it was. And right now, 45 laps to go. We're real tight to drivers being able to make it on fuel. But our leader, Cody Webster, going to stay out. But some drivers coming down pit road right now. Zachary Thornton and Cody Rivera among those. That might be just because of that contact they had, but Wyatt Roberts as well coming down pit road. As there's several other drivers further back. The top 10 going to stay out. Those 10 drivers, Cody Webster, Aaron Brown, Andretti Robinson, Shaki Tarpley, and Luke Mahone. Those 5 for sure are going to need to pit again in this race. Will Cloud, Brady Floyd, Hunter Collier, Malachi Drake, and Brad Sawinski, the rest of the top 10, all of them might still have a chance of getting, might be able to make it on fuel if we have enough caution flags here towards the end of the race. Wyatt Roberts wins the race off pit road. He'll be 11th. Brian Lorenzo, 12th. And back to what we were saying, talking about, that 3-wide racing league here in JCTV, that's going to be a fun league. I know I'm hoping to maybe join you in the booth later in the season for that. I got another league I run on Monday nights outside of JCTV that should be, once that finishes, should be free for the most part. But I also know that maybe we'll have some special events. I don't know, that still to be determined. But yeah, all the most of our leagues here on JCTV, the ITP and Truck Series, the Slide Job Racing League, and the NAOR Cup Series, all are moving to a standardized schedule where their seasons will start and end around the same time. So I believe all those seasons should be getting back going in early January for fans of those other leagues.
Yeah, that is what appears to be the case. I know, really, with it now being November, we've got Thanksgiving coming up, many different holidays in December with whatever you may celebrate. So a lot of holidays coming up, plus the New Year's. So I know, as far as like BSR, just kind of taking a couple months off to let the holidays pass, because be quite a few bye weeks starting off the season, and got it going pretty quickly. So I'm just kind of taking time, enjoying the off season on there. NAOR, same thing. They've got lots of changes coming up as well on NAOR. Very much a drivers based or drivers decision league. So tons of changes coming up, lots of voting going on right now from their drivers. They're starting back up early January as well, and looking forward to that. We got some fun events coming up as well. I've been contacted by a few people within the community that asked for to do some special events. So, of course, nothing is confirmed, but we'll see what we can get going on. Adam and I have also talked about a couple of fun things, so we'll see. We've got we're going to have some fun events coming up, special events, in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I know I've had a couple ideas that I might see if we can get on here. Obviously, this time of year, a lot of people not on iRacing quite as much. But then again, also, it's a lot of the country, at least I know where I'm at, and I'm sure up in Michigan too. It's cold. You don't really have a lot you can do outside unless you like being cold. So you will be on a decent bit, but at the same time, I know a lot of family activities. I know I'm traveling for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Meanwhile, by the way, our pace car is off. All right, I guess we're green. Cody Webster still our race leader. Green flag back out in the air. Another good launch for Cody Webster. Aaron Brown once again right with him. Looks like he's going to probably clear Andretti Robinson in turn one. Will Cloud back up there after the pits, after this bunch of people pitted under that previous caution. Shocky Tarpley. He's going to look to the outside of Andretti Robinson for that third position.
Adam Kuhn with a moment.
He made a good save. Still side by side for third. Cody Webster's able to get out in the lead. Shocky Tarpley and Andretti Robinson still side by side for third. Will Cloud and Brady Floyd side by side for fifth, right behind them. And in fact, I mentioned Luke Mahone had stayed under that caution. He actually came down a lap later than everybody else and took 4 tires and fuel. So Luke Mahone probably fueled to the finish of this race as well. He's a driver who we've seen some good pace out of here today.
He's got still side by side. Robinson trying, he's got it. Slide up in front of Tarpley.
Yeah, still single file most of the way. We've kind of gotten spread out. First side-by-side action, Brad Stawinski and Brian Lorenzo currently side-by-side for the 9th position. Brian Lorenzo, the first of our guys in the mid-season Madness tournament, who is for sure most likely for sure able to make it to the finish on fuel. Zachary Thornton right behind him in 11th, and Cody Veras now running back in the 17th position.
I don't know what just happened to Michael Walls, but he got really loose on him too. Caught the wall, lost the position. A couple of positions actually. Trevor Burns and Cody Rivera's getting by him.
Meanwhile, Brady Floyd hit it about 20 laps ago. Maybe is good on fuel. If he's been saving enough under caution, could be good on fuel. And on those fresher tires, he's moving up. He is right on the back bumper now of Andretti Robinson, possibly looking for the 3rd position. He's working the top side of the racetrack.
What a great recovery by Brady Floyd as well.
And also Will Cloud, a guy, we saw him move towards the front, working that top early in the race. He's another guy who pitted, not the last caution before that. Another guy who could possibly make it on fuel. He's running up in the 5th position, closing in on Will Cloud and Brady Floyd as well. Zachary Thornton and Brian Alonso battling for 10th. That's battle for the first guy who pitted on that last caution, and who I believe for sure will be good on fuel to the finish of this race. Brady Floyd looking to the outside of Andretti Robinson. He's not quite able to get there. Andretti Robinson closes the door, and he's going to run the top side of the racetrack. Brady Floyd really is trying to get to the outside of Andretti Robinson. He's not really making any effort to try to get under him. And yeah, he's just going to push him down the backstretch. Andretti Robinson had a huge run. He's going to go to the bottom of Aaron Brown, looking for the 2nd position. And Brady Floyd's going to try to take advantage. He was thinking about 3 wide on the outside, but says he's going to push Aaron Brown. That battle for 2nd heating up between those 3 drivers. And Will Cloud and Shocky Tarpley also closing in on them as well.
So Brown clears Robinson, and Floyd trying to do the same.
Floyd really making that top line work. Will Cloud going to try to go with him. But he kind of overshot that corner, let Andretti Robinson get back to his inside there. Andretti Robinson almost cleared. They're still side by side for the 3rd position. And they are tight on Will Cloud, tight on the door. Andretti Robinson gets loose off the corner. Good save. But that's going to let Brady Floyd get clear for the 3rd position, and Will Cloud will follow him in the 4th.
Robinson in 5th now.
And I'm wondering, we have 4 cars who have been out on track for 49 laps. Webster, Brown, Robinson, and Tarpley. 43 is how many laps you can run under green conditions. Obviously, we've had a lot of cautions, so they can run longer than that, but they're going to have to be coming down pit road likely sometime soon. That's something we're going to have to look for is if we stay green here, as the field is kind of the most spread out. We've really seen them all day. Meanwhile, Brady Floyd under Aaron Brown looking for that second position. He's going to drive it in hard in the turns 1 and 2. And he is not going to quite be able to clear Aaron Brown. They're going to be side by side down the backstretch.
Brown with a little blink there. Oh man, Floyd real tight. Oh, contact.
And here comes Will Cloud. He's going to now look under Brady Floyd. He's hoping to get back up to third position. He's on the best fuel situation out of those drivers in the top 7. Zachary Thornton, the first of the guys who I feel very confident they can make it on fuel. Although I would think that there's a decent chance Will Cloud and Malachi Drake could. Zachary Thornton, by the way, has worked his way up to the 7th position. Now, but there's a big gap from 6th place Andretti Robinson back to 7th place Zachary Thornton right now. Although they're kind of checked up right now behind Aaron Brown. As Brady Floyd finally able to get to the outside of the 7 of Aaron Brown. He's going to look to use that top line and get that run off the corner and clear him down the backstretch. He's going to have a push from Will Cloud. And Aaron Brown clear into the 2nd spot. But that top really is not there as much in 3 and 4. You saw Aaron Brown kind of fight back there. The top is definitely the preferred line in 1 and 2, but I think the bottom's actually working a little better in 3 and 4.
I was going to say, don't look now, but Brown got back to the side of Floyd.
Will Cloud, they're maybe going to look 3 wide here. Will Cloud getting under Brady Floyd. Aaron Brown tried to get under him. Will Cloud now side by side of Brady Floyd for 2nd. Oh, contact! Great save by Aaron Brown. Him and Shockey Tarpley got together. He's now blocking Andretti Robinson down the front stretch. Also, don't look now, but Brian Lorenzo and Zachary Thornton, 2 of our drivers in contention for the bonus points, have worked their way up at the 7th and 8th, and Luke Mahone, our pole sitter, up to 9th on fresh tires and fuel to the finish. Still, though, the battle goes on for 2nd between Will Cloud and Brady Floyd, and Cody Webster on the pit road for fuel. Race leader Cody Webster on the pit road. Brady Floyd now the race leader as he gets back by Will Cloud.
So now this battle for 2nd between 5 drivers has turned into a battle for 1st.
And Brian Lorenzo, Zachary Thornton, and Luke Mahone are closing in on that. And unfortunately for Cody Webster, he's been really fast all day today, but the pit strategy not playing out in his favor. He's going to take 4 tires of fuel here. He'll be good to the finish of the race, but there's a good chance there's drivers who will not have to pit again.
Aaron Brown coming down pit road.
And I've got to think Andretti Robinson and Shockey Tarpley also going to be coming down, following them down pit road soon. Brady Floyd is questionable for the finish, as is Will Cloud. I think Brian Lorenzo, who is currently 5th, is the first guy who's good on fuel, and he is now all over Shockey Tarpley looking for the 4th position. Andretti Robinson back to the inside of Will Cloud looking for 2nd. And Zachary Thornton and then Luke Mahone also closing in along with Brian Lorenzo. Still side by side between Cloud and Andretti Robinson. Will Cloud was able to get clear there on the backstretch. And Andretti Robinson going to peel off. He's going to come to pit road. And that leaves Brady Cloud. Brady Floyd is our race leader, followed by Will Cloud, Brian Lorenzo. Shockey Tarpley still come down pit road. He's running in 4th. And they went. Shockey Tarpley went 58 laps with more cautions than Brady Floyd. With a lot more caution laps than Brady Floyd has had. Brady Floyd would need to go 54 laps on a tank of 57 laps on a tank of fuel, I believe, to make it to the finish of this race. I don't think he's gonna be able to make it, but I think Brian Lorenzo, who has now gotten by Will Cloud, will be able to. He is now right on the back bumper of Brady Floyd. Meanwhile, Luke Mahone has gotten by Zachary Thornton for 4th. He's also good on fuel. He's going to set his sights on that one car of Brian Lorenzo.
Lorenzo is looking a little bit higher than Floyd is. Now trying to look low. Maybe.
Honestly, Brady Floyd's got good pace out in front of this race right now. Lorenzo's a little faster, but Floyd's doing a good job here. He's been pretty consistent this run. I just don't think he's got enough fuel is the only issue he has right now. Lorenzo, though, going to look to the bottom here in turns 3 and 4. And Floyd may have brushed the wall there in the middle of the corner. Brian Lorenzo going to clear him. New race leader, Brian Lorenzo.
And Luke Mahone is...
He's up to 3rd, and Zachary Thornton up to 5th. Zachary Thornton, the next guy who in this battle. Luke Mahone actually pitted a lap later under that previous caution, so out of everybody towards the front of this field, he is the most definitely good on fuel. Zachary Thornton gets a big run to the top. He's going to try to get by Will Cloud, and it looks like he's going to do it. Zachary Thornton, our points leader, takes over the 4th position. Zachary Thornton's out making the top line work. Him and Brian Lorenzo right now, the 2 fastest cars on track, along with Ollie Reeves, who's running in 6th, about 3 seconds back of the leader. Another guy who's been coming on lately, Wyatt Roberts, he's worked his way back up to 8th, but he's running by almost 1/10 of a second the fastest times on track right now. Luke Mahone gonna look under Brady Floyd, looking to take over that 2nd position.
Side by side, Luke Mahone trying to get the run down the back straightaway on the bottom.
And that's gonna give a big run to Brady to Zachary Thornton as he closes up on them. His thing is that there's $100 on the line for him if he can catch Brian Lorenzo, but Brian Lorenzo is checking out in front of this race right now as Luke Mahone takes over the 2nd position. Zachary Thornton to the high side of Brady Floyd. He's going to clear him for the 3rd position. Oh, he almost had contact there. Brady Floyd tried to come back up the track and slot in behind Zachary Thornton. Looked like he almost misjudged and got into the 35. But now those 3 guys on the fresher tires and fuel to the finish are clear out in front of this race. And they're going to set their sights on our race leader, Brian Lorenzo, and see if they can get to work trying to reel him in. Although Brian Lorenzo 2/10 faster last time by than Luke Mahone and Zachary Thornton.
Interested to see if one of these guys could catch Lorenzo.
And there's still a chance the fuel mileage could come into play a little bit. It's going to be 45 laps on fuel. I know Dawson, when I talked to Dawson, he was saying the fuel window is 43 laps. I don't know how variable that is or whether that was on a long run or based on a short run. So there could be some play in that. So I think they're good on fuel, but there's always a chance that they might still have to come in and top off, or they might have to save some. Last time by, Luke Mahone actually 1/10 faster that time than Brian Lorenzo. He's still, though, 1.1 seconds back of the race lead. Two other drivers a little faster than the race leader there, Ollie Reeves and Wyatt Roberts, who are running in the 6th and 7th positions, about 3 seconds back. They have almost caught the 48 of Will Cloud, though. And they are side by side for the 6th spot right now.
And Reeves gonna go way high, catch the wall there.
And that let Wyatt Roberts take our 6th position. He's now going to close in on the 48 of Brady Floyd. Sorry, the 20 of Brady Floyd. The 48 of Will Cloud. Wyatt Roberts entering this race second in points, although Zachary Thornton, our current points leader, running in third position, while Wyatt Roberts running sixth. Wyatt Roberts now to the inside of Will Cloud, looking for that fourth position, and for the fifth position, he's going to get it, and he's going to quickly pull up on Brady Floyd. Luke Mahone, last time by, ran a 30.594. That is 0.3 of a second faster than Brian Lorenzo. He is quickly closing in on our race leader. Meanwhile, Wyatt Roberts, side by side of Brady Floyd. He's going to get by. He's going to take over the fourth position. And he's going to set his sights on with the fresh tires, hoping he can maybe make up those 3 seconds he still has to make up on Brian Lorenzo and pull himself into the battle for the win here tonight.
Yeah, between Lorenzo and Mahone.
Last 2 times by, Luke Mahone's been 0.3 of a second faster than our race leader. Meanwhile, Aaron Brown, they're 3 wide.
Oh, spin in the back.
Wreck. They're going to all keep it straight. They do. Good job by everybody not wrecking. We stay green. Brady Floyd, unfortunately, and Aaron Brown among those involved. I think Aaron Brown on the fresh tires after pitting. Honestly, stupid move by Aaron Brown. He sent it into a gap that was never going to be there. Car on old tires in front of him on that much fresher tires. Brady Floyd really had no chance of keeping it down the track there. That's a hole you just don't want to stick your car in, unfortunately. Unfortunately for Brady Floyd, he was having a really good run here. He's still running in 7th position, but that drops him back a decent ways. As I say that, Luke Mahone still faster than our race leader by 2.3 a lap. He's only a 10th faster that lap, but he's now only about 3 car lengths back of Brian Lorenzo for the race lead. The one other guy right now running lap times comparable who have not pitted, because obviously the guys who have pitted running fast lap times on fresher tires. Wyatt Roberts is closing in on Zachary Thornton now. He's trying to work his way back up the front. He's still, though, 2.9 seconds behind Brian Lorenzo. As that time by Lorenzo, actually a little faster than Luke Mahone. And I'm wondering if Luke Mahone, this is getting close to Brian Lorenzo, that dirt in the air off the number 1 car, possibly going to affect the handling of that 5. He's really got to try to run a different line than the 1, I would think, to try if he really wants to get up to him, because when you're following somebody in the corner, just that aero wash off their car tends to make your car get tighter, and we've seen cars struggling to push it tight off of turn 4 all race tonight. That time by, though, Luke Mahone faster once again.
Yeah, it is so close between the two as far as lap times go. There are now 7 laps to go in this race, and Mahone is right there stalking race leader Lorenzo.
And Brady Floyd, after that caught up Aaron Brown, he's dropped all the way back to the 11th spot in his fading. That definitely damaged his car, unfortunately. We had missed it, but Cody Webster, by the way, has unlapped himself, which currently not going to come into play, but if we get a late caution, it could come into play. He would likely stay out on the older tires, and we might see some of the guys who are on those, who have been out for over 40 laps, come back down.
Five to go here at Charlotte. Doran Designs 300.
Wyatt Roberts has gotten by Zachary Thornton for the 3rd position. He is still, though, 2.6 seconds back of the race lead. Still, Mahone kind of got to within 0.3 of a second of Brian Lorenzo, but just seems like he can't seem to reel him in anymore. And I got to wonder, maybe he's got to try something different. Maybe try the top line in 1 and 2. I don't think you can really get the top to work in 3 and 4 right now on that old of tires, but
where you just got to do what you got to do. Try something different. Can't win him on raw speed.
That time Mahone was a little quicker. He's pulled within about about a quarter second of our race lead. Another thing to look for, the lapped car of Andretti Robinson and the lapped cars of Andretti Robinson and Shockey Tarpley on fresher tires, they are closing in on the battle for the lead as Brian Alonso got tight off of turn 4. Luke Mahone within a car length.
2 laps to go here at Charlotte. Mahone right there. He's looking underneath Lorenzo. Lorenzo moves up just a little bit. They're going to be side by side from 1 and 2 down the back stretch. Mahone.
Neither one giving an
leaning
inch
on each other. Yeah, not wanting to give an inch. That's Lorenzo going way up the racetrack. White flag waving one more time around. Mahone has the bottom. Lorenzo might have the advantage being on top. He can just pinch Mahone down.
Yeah, that's the preferred line down the backstretch. He's able to clear, but we'll see, can Mahone do anything in 3 and 4?
Lorenzo getting moved up the track. Mahone tried bump and run. Mahone gonna get sideways here. They're gonna be door bank. Mahone actually is gonna spin Lorenzo. Cross the line at first. And Mahone barrel rolling. Roberts gets 3rd. Thornton 4th. Ollie Reeves 5th.
Yeah, Luke Mahone hit the pit wall hard. I have to see that again. That was, both of those drivers gave it everything they had there. And honestly, just a little bit of contact between Lorenzo and Mahone off the corner, and Mahone just could not. I think if Mahone's able to keep it straight, he might have won that race, but he just was unable to keep it straight. And then heavy contact to the inside of the pit wall. Well, Justin, that was quite a race.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and looking at the onboard of Luke Mahone, really, he just barely got tapped, and unfortunately, just the way that iRacing read that contact, it just sent his car sliding. I don't think there's really anything he could have done, but unfortunate as he comes up just short here, ends up coming home 2nd.
Let's just go ahead. See if we can take a look at the replay. Wondering. There was net code involved there.
Yeah, I think that's what happened, and that just sent Luke. I looked at Luke's onboard, and I think it just sent him around, unfortunately. That's unfortunate because I thought he was really, if he doesn't get that net code, I think he was in a really good spot. He had kind of run that final corner just how he needed to get to him. I don't even know, like, we had said there was contact. I'm not sure if they actually made contact on corner entry, or if so, maybe a little bit, but it was minor, if maybe net code. But Lorenzo got tight, got up the hill, had to lift out of the gas, and unfortunately Mahone just, that little bit of net code just unsettled his car, and around it went.
Go ahead and look at the unofficial results, and finishing first is Brian Lorenzo with Luke Mahone in P2, Wyatt Roberts 3rd, Zachary Thornton 4th, Ollie Reeves 5th, Will Cloud 6th, Malachi Drake in 7th, Cody Rivera's 8th, Hunter Collier 9th, and Michael Walls will finish 10th.
Yeah, the rest of our lead lap finishers, Traber Burns comes home 11th. Cody Webster, one of the strongest cars here today, but unfortunately on the wrong pit strategy. He comes home 12th. Adam Kuhn, a solid run, comes home 13th. Meanwhile, lap down, Andretti Robinson shot 14th, Shockey Tarpley 15th, Brad Swinski 16th, Aaron Brown 17th. They were all not quite on the right pit strategy. Same thing with Brady Floyd, who ends up falling back to 18th after leading pretty late in this race. Wes Gallo comes home 19th, 3 laps down. Brandon Fiedler 20th, 8 laps down.
And 21st, Matthew Miles. 22nd, Eric Keeter. 23rd, Chase Gibbons. 24th, Dawson Allen. 25th, Ellis Wells. And 26th, Joseph Kakvara. All right. Let's go ahead and talk to our third place finisher.
And I'm here with our third place finisher, Wyatt Roberts. Wyatt, a kind of quiet day for you for the most part. We're able to keep it out of trouble, and then we're really fast at the end of that race. Looked like you were one of the fastest cars on track coming to the finish. What more did you need to possibly be up there with the 5 and the 1 battling for the win there at the end?
On that final run, I was very relaxed early in the run. I didn't really fight, which that allowed me to save a lot of tires. But I honestly thought I was good on fuel. I'm guessing Luke and Lorenzo, I'm guessing they came down on the second lap of the caution, and I came down on the first lap. So I thought I had it on fuel, honestly. But
yeah, Brian had pitted, I think, the same lap as you, and Luke had gone a lap further. Had come down that second lap. But yeah, though it was fun to watch. That final run, watching you and others work your way through traffic. Coming to the finish of that race, the differing fuel strategies. What was kind of your plan throughout this race dealing with? We saw a lot of cautions in this race, but then also a couple long runs, especially that one at the end to the finish.
When the caution came out on the late 80 laps, I knew I'd just be able to make it on fuel, so I just did that and hoping it went green, which unfortunately usually in this league it doesn't, but this time it did, so it paid off, and got to make up a lot of spots. Didn't have to do a green flag stop.
Well, I believe you'll still be second in the points exiting this race. Had a really strong regular season, now moving into the Super Cup playoffs. And as we move forward next week at Road to America, how are you going to be able to carry the momentum from tonight into those races moving forward?
I think this whole season is a lot of good tracks, but the playoffs is really good. 2 road courses. I like the road courses, and I like Dover where you have the tire save. I like a lot of these tracks, so hopefully get some good runs, consistent runs, stay out of trouble, and kind of run it like I'm running the regular season. I mean, I'll try to win some races, but honestly, we'll probably just try and get second. A little bit away from glory, but amazing points day. So.
Yeah, and then last but not least, anybody you'd like to thank on that 42 machine?
I'd like to thank my teammates at Side Draft, Matthew Miles, Traber, and hopefully next week we invited a new team member, Luke Mann, so hopefully we'll see him tear it up at Road America. It's a road course ringer, but also my dad and my grandma who just watched the races live. My dad, for the first time, was in the voice chat with me for this race, riding along.
That's our third place finisher, Wyatt Roberts, able to bring it home. Strong third place finish, sitting second in the points as we head into the playoffs. And Josh, I believe you are catching up with our second place finisher, Luke Mahone.
And let's see here. And Luke Mahone, our second place finisher tonight. Luke, just coming up a little bit short. You were much faster than Brian there at the end. But little incident there off turn 4. So, what happened?
I've never come this close to like winning in the Cup Series. We do an IndyCar Series Wednesday nights, and I've won 2 races. I won the 500 last night, and I was thinking like, how cool would it be to sweep the week? And so like just the pressure of that just made me so like tense, and the adrenaline was pumping, and I got like there was a teeny bit of net code coming out of 4, and I overreacted and overcorrected like crazy, and I'm pretty sure I just spun myself out. I'm never gonna let myself down from that. It's just
It was a great run there at the end, and unfortunate spin there, but stuck him away with second place, and good run to finish off the regular season. So, what are you looking forward to heading into next week to start the playoffs?
what track is it? I don't know. Road America?
I believe
Road
so,
America.
I am not looking forward to that. I guess I could practice. I don't really do road courses. Let's see. I would say Michigan, but it's Michigan's track I'm really good at. I found a lot of success there, but I unfortunately won't be there because I'll be in Indianapolis for a conference. But I mean, Las Vegas and Phoenix, decent at those, but yeah, none of the tracks in the playoffs other than Michigan favor me too much.
All right. Well, before I let you go, who do you have to thank?
I want to thank my girlfriend, Monica. Last time I was pulled in for an interview, I accidentally forgot to thank her, so I want to make sure I do that for supporting me. She watches like all my races, super supportive. She's like really the best. And then I want to thank Brian, actually, the guy who won a few weeks ago. He decided that he'd help me get fast and learn how to tire save, and that's basically the only reason why I was able to compete for the win here, is because he taught me how to tire save, and it was at this track too. So yeah, I got to thank Brian. I also got to thank my teammates Ellis, Malachi, and Ojib. Good teammates. But yeah, thank you guys for broadcasting. Bet you it was a really good race to broadcast.
Yeah, it was pretty fun to broadcast this one. What you guys put on a great show.
Yep.
So congrats on the runner-up finish. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, man.
And Brett, that was Luke Mahone, driver of the number 5. I believe you are now down in victory lane with our race winner.
Yeah, here in victory lane with Brian Lorenzo. Brian, you were able to pull it out here tonight. Really had to hold off a hard-charging Luke Mahone at the end of the race. How were you able to hold it off as he really put the pressure on those last couple laps?
Honestly, I don't know. The car wasn't good all day. The car was good at the beginning before we got into a little incident with wheel damage, and I honestly didn't think I was gonna win. But I just used the clean air to my advantage. I kept running the same line he was running, and I just played it smart. Just even if he hadn't spun off a 2, I think I would have got the side draft and beat him to the line. Just played it smart, and I just calmed down. Like I saw him gaining little by little, but if most people would just be erratic and make mistakes. I tried to just keep it calm, keep the tires safe. Even if he gained on me, I'd rather not burn more tires, and it put us in a great position coming to that white flag.
And you mentioned it, but couple incidents early in the race for you. You got on the wall, got a little bit of wheel damage, spent a lot of time on pit road getting that repaired. How were you able to fight back from that throughout the race today?
First of all, thank you to the crew down low. Them boys put in work fixing this car because it was a total of 3.5 seconds of damage to fix up. And even when we fixed it up, every time I'd go down pit road, the guy would always say that I had minor damage and they couldn't fix it. So I assumed this tone link or something was bent on that right front. It really did affect our car, like especially on the short runs. It was so loose, especially in the dirty air, but we played it smart. We decided not to pit for tires in the first stage. We had an extra set compared to a lot of the other drivers. We took a set actually coming to the final restart. Just took a shot at it after getting spun out. And who knew that would be the call that would give this car enough pace to go take the lead and win this race.
Yeah, it did a good job avoiding the pit barrels. Unfortunately, not everybody in this race did that when you got loose there. Also able to take home the win in the Mid-Season Madness tournament and carry a lot of momentum as we move forward into the playoffs. How are you going to take advantage of victory in that, carry the momentum moving forward in the Mid-Season Madness, and into the playoffs as we head to Road America next week?
Well, first of all, thanks for Cody for creating the Mid-Season Madness tournament. I think everyone has really liked the idea. I don't think any league I've ever seen done something like that, do some like March Madness type of stuff. And it feels great, man. It feels good to be the first ever in SAAC history to win the tournament, especially because it was like 32 drivers at the start. So every matchup was super important, regardless if you were good or not. Regardless who you were going up against, it was always a showdown. And we just showed up when we needed to. And I think that momentum of getting the win, we haven't won this season. I was a championship contender last season. And same for my buddy Cody. We both haven't won this season. So I feel like this is the momentum that can maybe put us over the top going into the playoffs to come back from last season's podium finish in the championship.
And moving forward, you've had a lot of success at road courses in the past. So that was two. That was the playoffs. The last but not least, who'd you like to thank today for getting it done for you on that one car?
First of all, again, thanks to the iRacing crew for fixing her up. I can't believe we got this car to keep going because it was bad when we first went out. When we first got that damage, it was pretty bad. I'd like to thank the boys at Equipment Geek Racing. Could never do it without them. Them boys were coaching me. Even though I've won the most on the team, they always keep me calm. They're always there for me, and that's one reason why we won there. Got to thank Velocity Designs for the scheme. Got to make another one, man. We keep running the same paint every week, but I'm too lazy to make one. It's just such a good looking car. So thank you, Velocity Designs. Again, thanks to Cody for not only running the league, but for creating a tournament that was super exciting. I think definitely boosted the attendance throughout the season and really upped the stakes. Thank you guys for, obviously, as usual, staying up all night, and I'm glad you guys got to see a banger finish at Charlotte Motor Speedway, one of the best tracks in NASCAR. And that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah, well, and again, that's our race winner, Brian Lorenzo, able to hold off Luke Mahone at the finish and get the victory here at Charlotte in the Doran Designs 200/300. Yeah, Josh, I'll send it back to you up in the booth.
Yeah, and what a great race that we saw tonight. Brian Lorenzo taking home the race victory here at Charlotte. It was kind of a long one. Battle of attrition, and these drivers they were fighting out there for everything that they could. But Brett, I believe that's going to do it from us here in the booth, and that was fun. But yeah, so coming up, of course, this is our only broadcast this week. Saturday night, it's on the off season. We just crowned champion last week, but Tuesday, next night for some action on JCTV where we crown another champion. Kind of like it's time for champions here. We got Blazer Sim Racing in the Pursuit Truck Series, just crowned champion there. Ethan Fonseca Moreno. The Rangers won the World Series last night. We've got 3 NASCAR champions that are going to be crowned this weekend. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. Tuesday, we crowned another champion on JCTV. So here lately, it's been all about championships. And of course, this season for SAAC is not over yet. This was a regular season finale, but we're still we've still got plenty of action coming up for the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series. So big shout out and thanks to everybody who puts this on behind the scenes, all the fans watching at home. Love when fans engage in the comment section. Thank you to everybody who does that, and all the guys behind the scenes. JCTV, couldn't do this without you guys as well. From Brett Bennett, I'm Josh Coppernell, signing off, saying so long, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.